Good morning, everyone. Corinne from Mama's Little Lambs. Hopefully, everybody's having a fantastic morning. Today, I'm going to be sharing with you another unit study we're going to be doing, and I'll be back to let you know what it is. Welcome back. Today, I'm going to be sharing with you Inventors and Inventions. And this is a collaboration I'm doing with Natasha over at Educational Roots. Please take a moment to stop by her channel, check out her video. She has some amazing videos. Besides this, there's just tons of them. She frequently does new videos and just shares so many great things. So definitely stop by her channel. Enjoy the video. Give her a big thumbs up. Hit that subscription button if you're not a subscriber yet. Also the notification bell so you will see when she is doing new videos. So, and I will also link her information down below so that you can find her channel easy enough. So let's get started. I just laid out a few things because, I think of glasses. What would we do without glasses? What would we do without the light bulb? And time, how much time it took for them to invent all the inventions that we have and how blessed we are to have all the great things. So talking about the United States, I'm going to share with you on a map that I have some great things that they invented in certain states. So let me get this turned on.
Welcome to your USA map. To begin, simply select the function button at the top of the map, then press any state button to begin learning.
So let me hit Inventions.
Name of a state to learn about interesting inventions created there.
My home state is Michigan.
Larry Wise, while living in Detroit, created the sales method of selling items at home parties with a part-time sales team while working for Stanley Home Products. Later, her idea was implemented by Tupperware and many others.
How awesome is that? So each state will tell you anything that was invented in that state. So this is something that we will be using this week, and how much fun to just learn all the great things that they do have. We also are going to be using these cards, which I got at the Dollar Tree. And on the back, it gives you all the information. It talks about the first light bulb. It talks about the first sewing machine, who invented it, communication. This one is on buildings and skyscrapers. This is on refrigeration, the first automobile. This is space and all the information and oxygen and how they were protected and who invented the spacesuit. And this one is about the computer, which we use often in our world. So these had some really great pictures. I do enjoy these. We are going to read through these, get some information from each one, and then I will quiz my 8th grader on these to see what she remembers. We also have some great books. I'm going to start with my son's books, but anybody could actually use these. This is a board book, and it's on inventors and who changed the world. And it starts out, it goes through who invented the paper. It talks about who invented the printing press, talks about Leonardo da Vinci. It talks about Thomas Edison, and it just goes through several people, and the pictures are totally great. Marie Curie, the Wright brothers, and it's just got some great little information about each one of them. And like I said, there's several in here, so just so much fun. So this is one that I will be sharing in class with the younger students. Also, another fun book is, The Things They Invented. And this goes through and it has great information in it also. I love the Cat in the Hat book, so you can't go wrong. It says, in the Cat in the Hat, and as everyone knows, I'm a cat who is fond of machines and gizmos. All through human history, since before the year 1, things have been invented to help get stuff done. And it just goes through and it talks about different famous inventors, what they invented, how they got started, and the pictures are great. So I like this. The steam engine, James Watt, 1769. And it just continues to go through. Fun pictures, fun stories. As always, the Cat in the Hat is always great. So this is a fun book that we're going to be using also. And then this one, I really like this book. The Kid Who Invented the Popsicle. I mean, what kid doesn't want to know who invented the popsicle? I still love popsicles. I think they're great. And then it just goes through, it gives you a table of contents on who invented so many different things. So we got animal crackers, we got aspirins, Baby Ruth candy bars, and just tons. Bobware, Barbie dolls, baseball caps, bikinis, binkos, blue jeans, the calculator, electric blankets, crochets. I mean, there's just tons of inventors in here. And just, it's so much fun because I love, like, who invented the animal cracker. And where were they? They were invented in England in 1890. And it just goes through. There is no pictures in this book, but it gives you so many different ones. Like who invented Mickey Mouse, the motor scooter, motion pictures, motorcycle, and just tons of stuff. Peanut butter. Yum, yum. I think we know about the peanut butter one. Let's go back to that one. I'm sorry. Let me see if I can get back to that. Peanut butter. Late in 1880s, St. Louis director was facing a complicated problem. One of his patients, and he invented the peanut butter for protein. He needed protein, so he came up with peanut butter and invented the peanut butter to get him going. The pencil, I mean, just each one. Pockets, popsicles, there it is. One day in the winter of 1905, 11-year-old Frank mixed a jar of powdered soda pop mix and water. Accidentally, he left the mixture in his back porch that night. The next morning, Frank found the stuff had frozen with the stirring stick standing straight up. Pulling out the frozen pop, he had invented the popsicle. So just fun facts about different ones. I do have another book coming I don't have right now, but it's Who Invented the Bubble Gum. So this book is cool. It says, have you thanked an inventor today? Have you thought about thanking people for all the things they do? And this just goes through, it talks about our lunchbox. Now, as much as I know that you love to learn, you've admitted that sometimes lunch is your favorite time of day. Well, you can thank John Robinson for your lunchbox, but for what's inside it, it's your mom that you need to thank. And it just talks about the different people, what they invented as they go through school, just fun things to be thank them, to remember, to be grateful. And then it goes through, whoops, I'm sorry, did I miss the page? And it says, then dream about what you'd like to invent. And then it goes through biographies, and it talks about all the different inventors in here, which is really great. So this is a good book. And what am I? Have fun solving the riddles below. Gives them things so they can try to have some critical thinking. And then what am I? So there's questions, and they will have multiple choice. There's also invention box, materials that you'll need, and what would you like to invent? And you can write a story on what you'd like to invent and share that. So just something fun to add to our school day. Another one is a really cool one. It's called Mistakes That Worked. Have you ever done something and tried something and it turned out better than you thought it was going to? Well, this is the same thing with this one. It talks about things that they were going to do, like maple syrup, just things that they were going to try to do. Popsicles, of course, they talk about them again. Potato chips, how things ended up turning out really good that they didn't plan on turning out that way. So this is just a really cool book to go through and just find out about mistakes that worked. 40 familiar inventions and how they came to be. Another great book for the kids. This one looked fun. It's an illustrated timeline of inventors and inventions. And of course, some of these you have to be careful, because I noticed after I received this book, that there were dates that, for me, I believe that God created the world and when the world was created. So I have to skip past a few of these and get to where I can do like ancient civilization, or I can do in what year things were created. But they have some fun pictures, and the rest of it is fine. I just wanted to forewarn you about that. But I know, and my children know, because You know, we are a Christian family and we are biblically based learners. So I have shared with them, but the other things are just perfectly fine and great, and you don't have to worry about it at all. So, you know, but the book itself is really good, and it just goes through so many inventions and inventors and shares all that with the timeline. So I think that's really fun. And I Can Be an Awesome Inventor. This book is really cool because it gives your kids ideas on what they can do. Here's the contents. Always inventing the wheel, just bridges and builders and machines and music machines, and just talks about things you can do, and always inventing and how we can invent things, and just activities. There's just tons of activities for them to do. Talks to them about from logs to wheels, how it happened, and how we can do that. So it just goes through some really fun, cool things that we're going to do. It's a lot of STEM work. So I'm excited for my kids to try some of this. Hearing heartbeats, how else can we hear it besides just listening through a stethoscope? And just ways that we can hear that, and how they started and how it became, and just, you know, activities about let's make musical instruments. And it talks about the bottles, which I'm sure all of you guys know that, but kids, and it gives you the supplies you're going to need to do it. Just some great fun things to do in the classroom. So for some science and some STEM work, I'm excited about this book. I Can Be an Awesome Inventor. And we all can be. And then this one is incredible inventions. And these are poems that were selected. So we're going to memorize some poems. We're going to read some poems. They got some fun ones in here. Table of contents, of course, when you open it. And then it talks about two puzzling. It talks about a puzzle. Talks about Ode to Blue Jeans. The roller coaster. Just some fun ones. The straw. And just goes through a lot of different ones here. The Tale of Fig Newton. Oh, the Ferris wheel, which I have a book on that to share with you. It talks about the escalators and brushes and rule and inside the box. And it's just got beautiful illustrations. I don't know if you can see them clear enough, but and a Band-Aid and what to do with a popsicle and how was it made, and just so many great pictures. I love all the illustrations in this and the poems. We're going to have fun memorizing these and learning about the inventions that were created. This is the book I was talking to you about, The Fantastic Ferris Wheel, The Story of the Inventor, George Ferris, and it just goes through it. It just has some great pictures in here. Talks about how tall it was, what it all took to create the Ferris wheel. So, oh, this opens up into a poster. Kind of flips up so you can kind of see how it went round. So it's a really large piece. And then they just have, let me find that page because it was kind of cool. Whoops, sorry. Just went back to that page. I don't need that page again. But it just tells all about it. It tells you how he invented it, what all it took. It shows different pictures of a Ferris wheel. There is one place in here, if I can find it for you. You can be patient just a minute. I think it's right here. 26 stories high. And in June, this was in June of 1892, George showed his design to originators of the fair, and there had never been anything like it before. And the wheel would rise 264 feet, which is like 80.5 meters into the air, and the height, then it would be 26 stories high. So super cool information about this. So just some great information, and then it just tells you how tall everything is and how it was measured against that and next to that. So this is a great book. So I'm excited to share this with the kids. Another book that I have is from Usborne Books. It's History of Science. And there's just, if you go through here, I noticed when I went through, it talks about inventors, who invented what. This has different, like the microscope and when it was invented and who invented it. It has history in here, but it also talks about inventions. For example, it says the early camera design was a leading French inventor. So it talks about who invented a lot of different things. Now, not each one will tell you about the inventor, but a lot of them have great information about inventors. So this is another great book that we will be using. Now I have some unit studies that Jessica over at Waldock Way, she has in a fantastic store, and she is putting together with the who, was, and who, where books, and she is making some beautiful unit studies. So I'm going to share those with you. The first one, whoops, I'm sorry, I got two together. The first one was, who was Alexander Graham Bell? And of course, I have the book to go along with it. So we're doing that study with my middle schooler and high school. I mean, it can go all the way up through high school and younger grades. Who was Thomas Edison? And I got the book to go with that. And then the last one I have was Leonardo Da Vinci and what all he invented. So these are fantastic. If you have not gotten any, we did some last month. We're going to be doing these this month. So I'm really excited about these. And she's having new ones come out all the time. So definitely go and stop by. I will link her information down below so that you're able to get that. The last couple of things we're going to do is Professor Noggins, and this is Famous Inventors. If you're not familiar, it's a card game. You have two choices, hard or easy. You roll the dice. It picks which one question you have to answer, and whoever gets and gains most of the cards is the winner. So fun Professor Noggins game. And then the last one I have is called Timeline. And once again, this has little cards in here, and you have to try to remember when it was invented, what year, and who invented it. So this is another fun game that we will be playing. So once again, remember, I will link Jessica's page down below and also Natasha's page in the description. And if you like this video, go ahead and give me a thumbs up. If you're not a subscriber, hit that subscriber button and also the notification bell so you will know when I make my next video. Thank you very much. Enjoy your day, and don't forget to thank an inventor. Bye-bye now.